Hi guys, we're doing a Monday night call and it is September 25th and we are going to talk about Weekend and kind of recap what Rebecca and I got out of it since we're the only ones on, and some upcoming news and some important dates and things like that. So I guess I'll start, Rebecca. We attended the Connecticut, what is it called? It's Connecticut Beachbody Council, right? I think what it's called. And this was new for me. I had never attended a Super Sunday. God, I hate saying that. A Super Sunday in Connecticut. I normally go to the New York one. And so this was a whole new experience for me. So this was kind of exciting. And we walked in and we checked in and we were welcomed. We were walking around meeting new people because the cool thing is they had a bingo sheet that you had to fill out or ask people to sign. So they said like if you were a runner, if you were an instructor, if you had Beachbody gear on, if you were an only child, what was another one? If you were traveled to the UK.
If you could juggle,
right?
If you had a dog.
Yeah, it was I think like September birthday. If you've lost like more than 50 pounds doing a Beachbody program, so you had to fill out the whole sheet, and whoever I guess you submitted the sheets, and then they announced a winner. They just picked one out of a hat, so that was kind of cool because you were walking around mingling and introducing yourself to people, so that was kind of fun. And so typically, Allie, I guess we'll just paint the picture so you understand of what it is. So what they do is quarterly. They try to do, it's really 3 times a year because then we have Summit. But what they try to do is they have a super weekend. So depending on where the locations are, it could be Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. Ours was, for example, on Sunday. I know a lot of the ones, I know Marcia's, I think, was on Saturday. I know the one in Toledo was on Saturday. So it varies. And depending on how big they are, which I know you're in Texas, so you might have a bigger market, they have some top coaches speak. They have some people from corporate come in. So it's kind of exciting and it's kind of cool. We had so you have to be Emerald to be able to host, Emerald on up. So the women I think that were hosting ours, I think that they were like 5, 6 star diamond coaches maybe, and something like that. I don't know. But they were really great because what they did is they had they had recognition, but it wasn't like recognition for like, they had it where if you were an Emerald coach, if you were a diamond, they had that where people stood up. But they also had, and I guess you and I missed this, is on their Facebook page, they had reached out to some of the coaches, or they had coaches submit things about their downline or someone that's been doing well. So they had a couple of like little gifts for them and announcements. They recognized some of those people, which was pretty cool to hear a little bit of their stories. I'm not sure who's hopping. Kirsten's hopping on. So, so that was really nice to see. And typically they have a speaker come in and talk about various things. And Rebecca, you can touch upon him speaking. I can't remember his name for the life of me. And then there's always a video from corporate. And that's when they kind of tell you some news or some upcoming things. Or like I know the one in April that Rebecca and I hosted, actually, they released the new Shakeology flavor, which was the vegan vanilla. So that kind of cool stuff. Trying to think. So a couple of things that are coming up is October 3rd is the release of Clean Week. We lost Kirsten. Let's see. October 9th is they're updating the new coach back office. Is that right, Rebecca? Or is that when it's being released in the UK? Or we're not getting it until December.
We're not getting it until December to the new Team Beachbody site.
So the Beachbody,
The Beachbody site.
not the back office, or is it
Right.
both?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, either October 9th or in December, we'll have some updates. By the end of the year, we'll have some updates. I'm sure we can look at the FAQ to get the better information. Let's see. In December, they didn't have a definitive date. They're doing a 5-day or 7-day sneak peek of 80-Day Obsession, which I think would be a phenomenal free group to host, to get people into it, to see how it's going to work, the process. And it's great to get people in it so that come in January, they're ready to go. So that was pretty cool. And December 14th. That's when it was. Yep. And then January 15th is when it's released on Beachbody On Demand. So that was pretty cool. If you have a lot of friends, which you probably don't, but coworkers that have young children, Double Time is a great workout. That's by Tony Horton. It's great for couples, moms and their kids, I said husbands, just two people. It looked pretty cool, and Tony's hysterical. I know, unfortunately, none of my children would want to partake in it.
I think Dan would love it, so I'm going to see. I think he'll like it.
See? There you go. We have one winner. Woohoo! Kirsten's muted, but Kirsten, if you hop on in a minute, let us know if any of your kids would like Double Time. I know that they talked about it at Summit. I'm trying to think of just a couple of the important dates. January 6th, as I texted you, Allie, is the next super weekend. So as it gets closer, try to find something out in Texas, and hopefully you'll have a coach buddy that you can drag with you down there. Let's see, what else? I think that was like basically the major dates, but one of the things that they talked a lot about the UK, and I'm not sure any of us are really going to be tapping into that. I'm not, because I feel that personally I want to build my business in the US first before I even branch out to another country. I tried, when I heard that this was coming down the pike, I kind of did a little bit of research on it, but I didn't move forward with it, unfortunately. But that option's out there, and obviously that's going to be coming. That's going to be, releasing in October. But they were talking a lot about that. But a lot of the things that they were talking about how to promote it through Instagram and how to promote it through Facebook is the exact same way we should be doing it now for the US. Meaning that on Instagram, if I'll use Rebecca, she's a runner. Because she can research all the different hashtags for running, or new runners, or whatever. Yes, it's going to take time, and yes, it just takes time out of her busy schedule to sit there and kind of research it and look for it. But those are things that she could be doing that can help get interest on Instagram. It's the same thing like when you are on Facebook, to join groups. Right now, Allie, for example, you're still working on your warm market. We've depleted our warm market. We're working now on our cold market, which means that we have to join various groups. Like I'm on a baseball moms group, for example, where I'm forming and getting to know different people. That's basically how you do that through Facebook, is one of the things that they had said. I think that was pretty much about it. Okay, so Rebecca, fill in the missing pieces.
Okay, so one of the things that I took that I liked when they were talking about Instagram and Facebook, they're saying on Instagram, one of the things that whoever it was that was talking, don't remember her name, she takes and she'll Google like celebrities. So like she used the example for the UK, like, so she Googled fitness celebrities in the UK. And like, so she'll follow somebody on Instagram, but then she looks at the people that are commenting, and then she will pick like 5 of those people that are commenting a lot that she connects with and follow them. And then she'll comment like on 4 or 5, 2 or 3 posts of theirs. She won't just message them right away and say, hey, want to get to know you kind of thing. She'll start by following them and then commenting on a couple of posts for a couple of days to try to touch on that first. So I thought that was another little interesting way that I haven't tried to kind of expand who's seeing me, because if you follow them, then they're going to look and say, oh, maybe I should follow you too. So that was one thing I saw. And then the big speaker was, I didn't write his name down either. Bearcat.
Yeah, okay. You talk. I'm going to look it up.
Yes, it's Bearcat Training Camp is his page. So if you look at him, but he is like a 10-star diamond or something in Connecticut. Was a very interesting guy. I liked him. He used to be a lawyer, I guess. I don't know, but so a lot of his talk was finding the intersection between your life and Beachbody. And that's where you will find how and you can be successful. So he had us do 4 different lists. So the first list was the top 5 things that we loved about Beachbody. We had to do that. Then it was the 5 things that connected or drew us to coaching. This was my hard one. The top 5 things that you are most proud about yourself. Yeah. And then part of that, he also said it'd be interesting to ask people, a couple people you're close to, the top 5 things that they admire about you, to kind of get that outside perspective. And then the last thing he said, if you all of a sudden woke up with $100 million in the bank, what are the top 5 things you would do with your time after like traveling the world and all the like little things like that, like buying a big thing and all those quick things? Like, what would you do with your time? Like after you spent a bunch of money and then you wake up and you're like, okay, now what do I do with my life? What would you do? So, and then he said, start at the bottom with what you do with your time and find the link between each of those lists. So kind of work your way back up and what might be in common, or what thread can you draw between the different things. And that's where you're going to find your intersection between what you really care about and what your life is and Beachbody. So it was just a different way of looking at it. It was a lot of the same stuff that I thought different people had kind of talked about at different times through calls or things, but it was just a different way of looking at it for me that got me thinking differently and kind of realizing, well, I kind of knew what my niche was a little, but I don't always use that or market that way. So just kind of got me thinking a little bit differently.
I got his name.
Yeah.
His name is Bob Lucido. And yes, and somebody posted it on YouTube, so I will share it in the group.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yes. Start bottom. Yeah, and then the quote that he said, I wrote down to the be someone who understands that you'll see it when you believe it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, that was
Which
pretty
is
big.
a lot of the mental thing that we all are kind of working at. For sure.
Yeah. No, that was great, and I'm definitely going to share. I have the Facebook group open that has the YouTube, so I'll copy it and put it in our group.
Okay.
The other thing too, and Allie, when you do have some time, and Kirsten, I don't know if you've done it yet, go into the back office. I know that the video that they posted, that they shared at during Super Weekend, I know that they always share it in the back office, so definitely look for it there. The other thing too, which I laughed, and I kind of giggled, and I said to Rebecca when we were sitting there, and I actually had to take a picture of it. One of the coaches that I support, that I'm a virtual assistant for, she was asked to talk about free groups. So as soon as they mentioned Megan Eggleston, I was like, oh my God, I'm like, I work for her. Anyway, I took a picture of her and I texted her. I go, look who I see. But anyway, so, which she's always told me. And it was always something that, and Carrie and I had struggled with that in the beginning because it was hard for us to kind of wrap our brain around it. But that's how Megan has grown her business, which was through free groups. And it could be a 3-day, 4-day, 5-day, 7-day, whatever you're comfortable with. And it has to be something that you're comfortable with sharing. Like I did the organizational group because I'm a neat freak and I like to organize. Carrie and I did a Buckle Down for Balance group, which was incorporating both my organizational skills, right, and her philosophical and just mental state of how to kind of just chillax. So that we did that type of group. I know Rebecca's done a running group. She's done a gardening group. We've done, I think, different types of sneak peeks into challenge groups. There's so many different things, and I'm sure if you Pinterest it or Google it, you can find different types of free groups to do. When I first started, and Allie, it was like you, my coach Samantha said to me, she was like, do a free group. And I was like, crazy? Oh my God, no. She's like, I'm serious, do a free group, invite everybody to it, and it's going to get you comfortable for the 21-day group when you run it by yourself, and it will also get people cued into what you're doing. So I actually did I think it was a 5 or 7 day sneak peek into a challenge group. And they could use the videos that they have at home, because this was before Beachbody On Demand. They can use the videos that they already have at home. They can use running. They can use going to a gym. It didn't matter. It was the accountability. We kind of ran it the same way we do our groups now, where it was assignments, it was checking in, it was all that kind of stuff. And it got me ready for running my own group. And I did it with somebody, which she ended up bailing midstream, so it was me anyway. But it kind of got me accustomed to it, sort of thing. And but Megan, she's done like plank and pizzas. She's done crock pots, Instapots. I'm trying to think because I see it all the time. Shakeology groups. Rebecca, didn't we do a Shakeology one with Brett?
We did like a Shakeology one, yeah, I think.
Shake and bake or something?
Shake and bake, yes.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And I know some people have done fashion ones, but, not the fashionista, so that doesn't work so much for us.
T-shirts and jeans.
But I mean, I think I've done like a kids lunch one.
Yeah.
Oh, mason jar.
Oh yeah. I did like a salad one.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's tons of things that you can do, and what they basically suggest, or what Megan suggests, or a lot of the upper high-end coaches suggest, is you do it you do it in the beginning of the month, so that you get people interested, you get them like into you and how you run your groups, so that you can slide in, hey, I'm doing a 21-day group if you're interested. So that's kind of the whole point of why we do the free groups. And it also gets them into, like, if they're brand new to you, who you are. I mean, a lot of the people that were in my Picky Eaters group were moms that I didn't even know. And I've been building relationships with them. So that's kind of a great way to get to know, or for you, Allie, like to regroup with old friends, so to speak. So that was pretty cool.
And it doesn't have to be fitness or food related. It can be music. It can be hobbies. It can be anything, but it's just basically getting people in to talk, to listen to you and learn you and build that trust in the relationship with you. So then they're comfortable moving on and doing other things too.
Like you can do a calligraphy group.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I'm pretty sure that there are a ton of things that you're passionate about and that you love and that you can share it with other people to get to know Allie as a brand, because your brand isn't Beachbody. Your brand is you as a coach, right? I'm both of your coaches. My brand isn't the programs that you guys use. It's me. It's the Fit Taskmaster Mama. But I mean, that's basically what it is. So that was pretty cool to see. And with a thing that I love about this, and that why I've always felt that these types of events are so important, like I make sure that the family knows, like, this is when the next one is, because it's a priority. I mean, unfortunately, the January one always turns out to be around the weekend of my husband's birthday. So, you know, I'm always like, we're getting together with the family. Either if it's Sunday, then Saturday. If it's Saturday, then Sunday. He's like, whatever. I'm like, okay, just letting you know. But I make it a priority. I think since I've started, I've missed one. And the only reason why I didn't go to the one that I missed was because it was right after I got, not this summer, last summer when I got home from Summit. It was literally the weekend after. And I was like, I just got home. All the information that they would be sharing at Summit, I mean, at Super Saturday was what they talked about at Summit. And I hadn't seen my kids in a week. I was like, I'm going to pass. But I mean, it's a great, especially for you, it's a great way to meet new people. I know Rebecca and I think I connected strangely enough, with a woman that also teaches Court of Force, and we connected. We're chit-chatting now on Facebook. So it's a great way to meet other coaches in your area. I know that, like, whenever I used to go down to Westchester, because I grew up down there, I bumped into people that I knew that I didn't even know were coaches. So it was kind of neat. But it's I would definitely suggest to do it.
Yeah. And it was really cool to meet other successful people that live near you, because it's like you hear people talking and that, but it's still kind of like over there, like not right here. So it was like one of the people we met was one of the people that had done a national wake-up call.
Yep.
At some point, and I was like, hey, I know that name. And it was interesting and fun to kind of meet people and realize that they're really close by and they are actually doing a really good job and very successful in the business.
Yeah, see, I love that feeling, because that's how I feel when I used to go to the one in New York, because it was the David Atkins and Kirsten Atkins. Oh my God, I can't speak. But it's the same feeling that you get when you're in Summit, because to you, Summer Tucker or Amy Silverman, to you, those are superstars. Like, they're like famous. Like, to you, to me, they were like, I'm putting it in my TV, but to me, like, they were like my celebrities within my organization. And when would walk, even last year, this summer, whenever we walk around and we bump into people or we see people, and I'd be like tapping whoever I was with, I'm like, oh my God, that's so and so. Oh my God. Like, oh my God, look how cool that is. And I know with Kirsten, she got to actually take a picture with Janelle Summers and talk to her for a minute. And that's big deal, you know? So it's pretty cool to, even on a smaller scale, for us to be locally and to see a celebrity, like my celebrity. Yeah. But so that's basically our takeaways from Summit. And I think the big thing, and I know that everybody that will watch this later, when you walk out, your brain is like on overdrive. You're like pumped up, ready to go. And I'm sure you felt this when you've gone to different events. You're like, oh my God, I want to go home and do blah, 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 blah. I mean, that's like, as soon as we got in the car, I was like, take out a notebook.
Like my chicken scratch of like her drive. She's driving and I'm like, oh, look, I could write this down.
Like we were brainstorming what we were going to call the clean week. We were brainstorming. And as Carl said, you know, plan out the rest of the year. Plan out the rest of the year. And if you're watching this on the replay, share with us, and I'll post this later too, you know, what your plan is for the rest of the year, because we want to end 2017 with a bang and also set ourselves up for success in 2018. But that was about it. Allie, do you have any questions from what we took away from it or anything? No? Okay. So guys, since you guys aren't on, I'm saying this for the people that are watching this, under the team call video that you're going to watch, which is this, share with us your takeaways. I know that some of you did on another post that I had, but we're excited. Share your takeaways, and then also share what your plan is for the rest of the year. I'm going to end this video, so everybody wave.
Bye.